Nigel Farage has blasted Prince Harry following his speech at the UN, claiming he's never had to do a day's work in his life. The GB News host slammed the prince following his speech at the UN in honor of the UN's Nelson Mandela Day. During the speech, Prince Harry spoke about the assault facing democracy and freedom and told of his love for the continent of Africa. However, Mr. Farage didn't take kindly to the prince's comments about poverty on the continent. Speaking on GB News, he said, "Just to cap the lot, to an empty room at the UN, I'm pleased to say, Prince Harry has been talking about poverty in Africa. A man who has never had to do a day's work in his life, who has got a private jet, who has got a big advance from Netflix. And now he's speaking about poverty in Africa. Isn't that just marvelous?" Seconds before, the commentator lashed into the Duke of Sussex's comments on democracy under assault. He said, "Goodness only knows why they invited him to the UN. He's been speaking. He's been laying into the decision by the Supreme Court in the US to make abortion rights something decided at state level and by voters as opposed to it being part of federal law. And he's talked about the attack on democracy in the world, which I think he and his wife mean any candidate they don't like or support." Prince Harry made the speech to mark the UN's Nelson Mandela Day. July 18th was the late South African leader's birthday. It covered topics from poverty to democracy to climate change. The Duke of Sussex said, "How many of us feel battered, helpless in the face of the seemingly endless stream of disasters and devastation? I understand. This has been a painful year and a painful decade. We're living through a pandemic that continues to ravage communities in every corner of the globe. Climate change wreaking havoc on our planet, with the most vulnerable suffering most of all. The few weaponizing lies and disinformation at the expense of the many." The speech comes as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are seen to be wading further into politics. There have even been rumors that Meghan Markle has been mulling over a presidential run in the U.S. U.S. President Joe Biden's sister, Valerie Biden-Owen, said the Democratic Party would welcome her on ITV's Good Morning Britain. Prince Harry blasted freedoms in his new home, the U.S., Monday in an address to the United Nations in New York City, as he warned of a global assault on democracy and freedom. The runaway UK royal was delivering a keynote speech to the UN General Assembly in honor of the late South African leader Nelson Mandela when he pointed to the US as a cautionary tale. From the horrific war in Ukraine to the rolling back of constitutional rights here in the United States, we are witnessing a global assault on democracy and freedom, the cause of Mandela's life, he said. This has been a painful year and a painful decade, the Duke of Sussex continued. We're living through a pandemic that continues to ravage communities in every corner of the globe. Climate change wreaking havoc on our planet, with the most vulnerable suffering most of all, the few, weaponizing lies and disinformation at the expense of the many. The Duke, 37, also demanded world leaders seriously address climate change, saying, "The water is rising all around us, in some places quite literally. The right thing to do is not up for debate, and neither is the science," he quipped. "The only question is whether we will be brave enough and wise enough to do what is necessary." Prince Harry made the comments at the UN's annual Mandela Day, attending the event alongside his wife, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, 40. The couple have been vocal advocates of Mandela's legacy, celebrating the anti-apartheid freedom fighter who rose to become South Africa's first black president after serving 27 years in an apartheid state prison. Harry called on world leaders to use Mandela's legacy as inspiration at a time of global uncertainty and division. Quoting a letter penned by Mandela in prison, the Duke said, "To a freedom fighter, hope is what a life belt is to a swimmer, a guarantee that one will keep afloat and free from danger. How many of us are in danger of losing those life belts right now?" He then asked the gathered leaders. The royal also revealed he keeps a photo of his late mother, Princess Diana, and Mandela together. "On my wall, and in my heart every day, is an image of my mother and Mandela meeting in Cape Town in 1997, Harry said.